Mama, hey, I gave you the notes. I gave you the notes. My man. When they say they want the values of x for which f of x is less than g of x, it means you want where the graph of f appears below the graph of what? Of g. Pause. Ngapha. Pause. Hands down. Ngicela nonke ni. Phela kathina mfana. Guys, can I have your undivided attention? Pause. They want the values of x for which f of x is less than g of x. It means you want where the graph of f is below the graph of g. Now, in that case, you check your point of what? Of intersection. So I'm going to honor the color the one. Now, I'm going to draw a purple the graph. F parabola is 9, then g straight line. So it's not where f up below g. Meaning what? We want where the graph of a parabola is below the graph of what? Of a straight line. So when I check your points of intersection, as calendar. Remember, why was calculated on EMX? Since he has the x1, negative 3, y of 5, now check before this point. Let's play before this point. Is the graph of f above or below the graph of g? Now f from shop and now g. Okay, pull. Is f above g or is g above f? F is above g, but according to the question, where f is what is below. So we realize it's okay. From before this point, the graph of what? The graph of f is above the graph of g. And as you know, we don't want where the graph of f is above the graph of g. But check what happens. Immediately after this point of intersection, now the graph of what? The graph of g is below. We want to vertical line. We want to know this graph is above this graph. Or draw a vertical line. I want to know this graph is above this graph. Now I want to draw a vertical line. We want this graph is above this graph. Is it making sense? Yes. Now check before this point of intersection. The graph of f was above the graph of g. Now we want where the graph of what? Of f is below the graph of g. Now we realize what after this point, now the graph of g is below the graph of what? Of f. Is it making sense? Yeah, but now one g is above f. F is below g. Up to what? Up to this point. Immediately after this point, the graph of f is above the graph of what? Of g. That's why I said but what's f of x greater than g of x or f of x less than g of x? Your critical points are your what? Are your points of what? Of intersection. Because that's where the change happens. Because if you can realize this case, before this point of intersection, the graph of f was above the graph of g. But after this point of intersection, the graph of f is now below. Then after this point, now f is above g foot. So you check your what? Your points of intersection. And asymptotes more. Lucky for us, there are no asymptotes in this case. CS1 and our phase. CS1. So the solution is from negative 3 up to what? Up to 2. So before this point, it says x is less than what? Negative 3. Alex, and we realize that when x is less than negative 3, the graph of f is above graph of g. Truth in the solution here. But between these points, we have found what x is greater than what? Negative 3 but less than 2. We have found when x is greater than negative 3 but less than 2. The graph of f is below the graph of g. This is our solution. But after this point, the graph of f is above the graph of g. So the solution is now over 1. So x between what? X between negative 3 and what? And 2. What is to the right? Just raise your hand. Wonderful. Let's try this out. Let's move.